Everyone, welcome back to Falcon's House. I'm gonna do my war hits, I think. Let's see what I actually have to kill here. It seems like a not strong team. The strongest team's already killed. Yeah, so they only have one strong team here. So I'm gonna save my best team for their reset. Which actually isn't that far, it's only an hour and a half, so I'll need to save one flag. Anyway, I also want, while I'm sitting here doing this, I also want to talk about a year in review for this game, and thinking about kind of talking about how everything is going to go forward with this game too. So like, I think this year for this game was actually really good. Like, I know there are plenty of people out there that aren't really happy with the state of the game, and like a lot of people have quit this year. The game has gone, according to the official community forums, the game has kind of gone from about 1.2 million users down to about 850,000 users, which is a pretty big drop-off, considering that the game had only lost about 300,000 users in the previous 2 years. But I do think that the game is added a lot of stuff. Like, they've added like Soul Exchange and Fated Summons. Now, some of that might be being required to prove that it's not gambling, but it doesn't really matter, I don't think. Like, it's still really useful that way to users. So I don't think the game's going to guess. We're having a lot more heroes come out at a really fast pace, and they're really overpowered, and that's kind of a problem. But I don't think the game is in imminent danger of losing or dying or whatever a lot more. Like, I think they've lost what they've lost. Some people are still probably going to quit, but that happens with any game. And so I think there probably is about 2 years left in this game before it really dies hard, unless they can slow down the rate of gain and it feels better for free-to-play players. And they supposedly have big plans coming out next year that's supposed to replace the season setup, but they haven't really released any details, and who knows. My personal opinion is I'm going to keep playing until it really dies, and hopefully there'll be a good replacement by then. There are some games coming out that are going to be NFT-based with trading and stuff, and I think those might be interesting to see. But it's just going to be kind of like, how do we move forward with everything in this game without it being a problem? Let's see, this one. Wait, that was 42. Was the other one 42? Yeah, okay, it's this one. So sorry, I still actually have to do this. I'm not using blues. Green should work. Okay. But, basically, yeah. So, I think this year actually was really good for the game. It released a lot of new features. They've added a lot of modes. I feel like there's more to do than ever before. Like, one of my things early on was I spent like 2 years. I'll do a separate year in review when I hit my 4-year in January. But basically, like, when I started the game, like, all you really had to do was seasons, wars, and the daily quests are what they were. But there weren't that many challenge events. There were fewer, like, monthly events. There wasn't as much stuff. You were just kind of, you were what you were. It was more fair, I think, to free-to-play, but it was very easy to get bored. And then, like, once you didn't have enough stuff, you were just kind of stuck for, like, a long period of time. So I ended up spending a long time not making really any progress. And now I feel like making progress is easier. Yeah, I'm spending money, but I was still making progress to last year without spending as much money. I think it's easier to make progress, or it's easier to get a really big boost from a specific thing. And I am happy with the way the game is going, which I think is at odds with a lot of other YouTube content creators who all are really mad at this game and whatever. So, because I'm not mad at the game, I think it's in a good spot. Yeah, the nerfs kind of suck that they do, but I think at this point, just don't chase heroes. Just pull the portals you want to pull. If the thing gets nerfed, that you just have to deal with it and move on. There's still plenty of other things. So I think my pay-to-playness for the last few months has really boosted me up a lot in this game. Like, I can routinely get into the top 1,000. So I like where the game is right now, but it could very quickly get away from everybody. Maybe it doesn't last more than a year or two. But I think this last year, they added a lot. They were trying. They weren't always listening to the community, but they were definitely trying to add things that were useful. So I'm going to save my last war hit for my reset so that I can hit this guy in an hour and a half. So that is probably it for this video. Thanks for watching.